For those of you who don't know me, I'm Rosalia Manuka. I'm the founder and CEO of Manuka Media, which is a personal branding, digital marketing and social media agency. So today I'm going to be speaking to you about how we can make a lasting change within our society through financial education. And we can do this with one very simple tool and literally or virtually no money at all. We can change our society and the way our society see money, finances, and their future and their security forever. Do you know what that tool is? Has anyone got a mobile phone in their pocket? Can you please put it up in the air with your hands in the air with your mobile phone? I want to see those lights. Get the lights up. Yes. That's it. That is all you need to change our next generation. Actually, just forget the next generation. Let's just change our generation, the one you're in. Because all of a sudden, we become adults and we spend our adult life trying to either make money or not lose money. Anyone with me? But we don't get taught that in schools. And then we become financial advisors and we expect our clients to care about their retirement and to care about their children inheriting their wealth. Why would they care? Or how would they care? How would they know what to do? It's through education. And you're going to harness that social media power to access your community, your clients. That's all it is. Social media is a stage. This is a stage. And I'm here in a room, I don't know how many people are in here today, but whilst you guys are sat here, I'm just going to throw a number out there, 1,000 or 100, I don't know, that's a bit ambitious, about 100 people in here. Whilst you're sat here watching me on this stage, there's a video out there, or 2 or 3, however many posts I've done over the last week, getting 10,000 views, or even 200 views. And suddenly, I'm on this stage, face to face with you, but I'm also on a digital stage online, and I'm accessing an audience, or an audience is getting access to me that is not physically here with you today. Same when you're on the phone to a client over the phone, you're only on the phone to one client. Who else could you change, or what other lives could you change through a different platform, being social media? So as I said, my name's Rosalia Manuka. You may know me from Manuka Media, from LinkedIn. I also run the Money Honey podcast, which is a podcast to empower and make a change in our finance society by elevating the female voices and the female faces within our industry. So that's something else that I do. Obviously, all the other logos that you see on there is everywhere else that I've been featured, like here today, or in the property industry, or with Female Invest, or Mortgage Introducer. And I had another question today from financial advisor over lunch. Why have you chosen financial services to do your social media? Like, you know, some of you guys say, oh, we're dinosaurs. We don't know how to do this stuff. Why would you teach us what to do? And I'll tell you a story why I have dedicated my business to you and this industry. Now, let's go a bit off piece, okay? I've never had Botox before. It's not something you need to admit on a stage, but just go with me here. I've never had it before, okay? But if I were to have it, I know exactly who I'm going to go to. I know. And if I was to ask my friends, hey, Julia, look, you've had Botox, like, who do you think I should be? Oh my God, like, one second. You need to follow this girl. Oh my God, she's going to sort you right out, right? So she's got a Botox specialist on speed dial. No, it's true. And you might be sat here being like, where's this going? Or you might be sat here being like, I know, it's Sam, definitely. So you might be feeling like, that is my go-to. At the same coffee meeting with Julia, I was like, Julia, I've been made redundant. I've just been working for a bank for the past 2 years. It's the best job I've ever had in my life. It's the most I've ever earned. A company car, laptop, phone, like, I'm living the high life here, mate, but I've just been made redundant and I've lost my job, lost that safe, secure job in finance, ironically. what do you think I should do? You know, I don't know what to do. Like, I've lost obviously my pension contribution. I don't have a safe, secure income coming in anymore. And she's like, babe, oof, maybe we'll need that Botox after all, because we're going to be crying a lot. She doesn't have a financial advisor, protection advisor, mortgage advisor on call. That's my circle. That's our society. And I'm like, so at the bottom, like at rock, when I've hit rock bottom, I've got no, you know, I've put all my money in my house, I've got a mortgage on my shoulders, I've lost my job. I used to work as a business development manager in this industry for 10 years. I've built my career and now I've lost it all, and you don't even know who to refer me to. So that's been the mission with Manuka Media. When I got made redundant in September 2020, and I found myself after 6 months of furlough with no savings, no backup plan, no business plan, I just had literally my last paycheck from the bank, and I didn't know what to do next, and decided that my promise was going to be to help make money and property and personal finance more human, more accessible to everyday society. Putting money on the table. Why shouldn't we talk about money with our friends and our families at the dinner table? That is what's going to drive, these are the 3 pillars of our life. You need your health, right? Without your health, I'm sure you know what doctor to go to. I'm sure you have a nutritionist. I'm sure you have a PT. You go to the gym, you have some sort of service that you subscribe to keep yourself at a certain degree of wealth. Yes? Hands in the air? Health? The health, thank you. Health. The second pillar, most important in our lives, is love and relationships. You spend time nurturing your partner, your family, your friends, and you cultivate those relationships. What's the third pillar? Wealth. And who's got access to that knowledge? Who's got access that can educate us to that wealth? About the wealth? Who? Rob's pretty good. Yeah, everyone call Rob. You have access to that knowledge. You can give that to us. But I've got to teach you, hopefully in half an hour and 22 minutes, I've got to teach you how to get it out there, right? How you can become more accessible and more visible to everyday society and educate us about the third, maybe it's the first or the second, it depends on you, but the third most important pillar within your life to be a functioning human. This is what we need. So by the end of this session, you will gain insights into innovative social media strategies for financial education. Innovative because maybe you're already doing some. So please be mindful, sat next to your neighbor here today, you might be doing a lot of this stuff already. You might be an absolute pro here today. So innovative is relative, right? It might be really new to you and it might be second nature to you. So please be mindful of your neighbor. Everyone's learning something here today. You're going to understand the best practices for how to engage a digital audience. I know you know how to engage with an audience. You've already got a successful business. You're sat here. I know you know how to give advice, okay? I'm not going to teach you to suck eggs here, but if you know how to build relationships offline, I need to show you how to build relationships online because that is a real thing. So we need to get you out there digitally as well. Expand your reach of financial education through social media and make a lasting societal impact through improved financial literacy. And you can do that, like I said, it's at your fingertips. As of 2024, the latest statistic, there are approximately 5.16 billion active social media users worldwide. That's nearly 60% of our global population. I think if you're looking for your next lead, I might know where it is. I think I could find 1 or 2 people that might listen to you. And no, social media is not about your kids dancing on TikTok or cat videos. I know you're watching them. I watch them. But yes, whilst the internet has a lot of funny videos and a lot of stuff that you think, oh, that's just not me. That's just, you know, I can't possibly be on TikTok. Me, a financial advisor on TikTok, I can't possibly do that. Well, if it's good enough for Obama, it's good enough for you. Obama was the first presidential candidate to use social media to get access to an audience that he wanted to be relatable to. He used that Look at him on the phone, iPad. He wanted to reach an audience because he was leaving money on the table. He was leaving voters on the table. He wasn't getting access to them. So if we think of the concept of gaining followers, whether it's to vote for you or to buy from you or to network with you, he was using his phone in his pocket to be accessible and to be reachable by loads of people that he wasn't able to reach through other means like face-to-face or campaigning in town. He wanted to reach like the generations of, the millennials and Gen Z who weren't voting, and he wanted to try and get their attention. Whose attention are you trying to get? You've got to meet them where they're at. If TikTok is not for you, that's okay, but you need to look at your database and find out, is it for your clients? Do your clients live on TikTok? If not, fine, leave that platform. Do they live on LinkedIn? Do they live on Instagram? What platform do they actually spend their time on? And whether you like it or not, you need to go and meet them where they're at, because that's where they're spending their time. So they need to see you there. And that's what I want you, this whole conference is called Rewired, right? I want you to rewire the meaning of social media in your brain and see it as a digital stage. See it as a platform that helps you engage with your audience, not as a self-promotional platform. This is not a place where you're just like, oh, look at me, look at what I'm doing. No, this is a place of education. This is where people are getting their education from. And this is what your advisors are doing, by the way. Anyone recognize these people? Nods, hands in the air. We've got Pete from Conversation of Money. These are financial advisors, by the way, qualified financial advisors. Abigail Rose Foster, All Things Money, Ola. Look at them. They're at 10 Downing Street. What are they doing? They are changing our society just through one post at a time. Through one Instagram post, they were found by Go Henry, and they were invited to 10 Downing Street to talk about financial education in schools, all through the power of social media. And that's how I started, on an ironing board. So no, if you're sat here thinking you need to have a yellow suit, a blow dry, and you need to have all the gear, that is not true. Because I started a personal branding and social media business, not a financial bit, but a branding business with an ironing board as my tripod. And that's actual real people on the screen there. So you can see I've got real clients, right? I'm not lying. And I wasn't even wearing yellow then. This was 4 years ago. So my brand has completely evolved. But all I did was open up the laptop, connect to my internet, and start talking online. So if I can do it from an ironing board and start in, literally I could just about afford £10 Canva subscription. I don't know if you guys know of Canva, but this graphic design platform, that's literally about the only thing I could afford. So your learning objective number 1. Oh, I'm wearing the same suit. That was not planned, by the way. Okay. Learning objective number 1, innovative social media strategies for financial education. Okay, so who would like 16 strategies that take 20 minutes to do? So each of these strategies take 20 minutes, but can yield 6-figure returns. Hands in the air, who wants that? Okay, have you got 20 minutes in your diary that you can carve out for that 6-figure return? You're probably making 7 figures in the room. Congratulations, that's fine, but you could be leaving 6 figures on the table. And if that's for the taking, I'm going to show you how you can do that. Okay, but first, this is a screenshot opportunity of what you need before I reveal my 16 strategies. This is what you need to build a brand. A good social media post is not a brand. Just because you have a really good post that I maybe wrote for you or that you wrote for yourself, that is not a brand. A brand is this. You need to have a brand identity. What do you stand for? Brand assets means things like high quality pictures, a nice logo, good color palette that conveys a meaning, right? You need to have brand guidelines. You need to have social media channels, authority content, all of the partnerships, introducers. A brand is your reputation, not a good social media post. And obviously, before I work with any of my clients on their social media strategy, we have to ensure that they have a brand strategy and a brand identity. So outside of this room, you might want to sort out some of these things, but we're going to dive into the 16 20-minute tasks for 6-figure returns. There it is. You can just take a picture of that right now, but I'm going to go through a couple of them for you. Sorry about the coughing. It might happen a lot because I've had a bit of a cold lately. Okay, I'm going to go through number 1, engagement. So you've got a busy day. You can't be on social media all day, every day. I get it, right? There's so many things that you need to do, yeah? It's overwhelming. It takes too much time. But engagement, if you have Nothing but 20 minutes whilst you're on the train, on the way to work, or on the way to this event, or on your way home, whilst the kettle is boiling, prioritize engagement. Here's Alpha. He's an IFA that I've been working with. We had only worked together. We were going through his brand identity and his brand strategy, and I was coaching him on social media, and we'd only gone through 5 hours of his service so far. So that meant that we were meeting an hour a week, and we were only 5 weeks in. So technically, all in all, we'd only met each other for 5 hours. He hadn't even posted yet, because the Alpha you see on stage right here, right now, could not string, I swear to you, could not string a sentence together in front of the camera. He couldn't even say, "Hi, I'm Alpha." Like, he just couldn't say it. So he hadn't even posted yet, and he used this engagement LinkedIn hack that I shared with him, and that generated him a £10,000 deal. We picked his ideal customer, being business owners and self-employed individuals. So naturally, what channel did I suggest? LinkedIn. We went on to LinkedIn. I showed him how he could, through LinkedIn, generate a leads list, which is a demographic of people within his category. So I searched for 2,000 to 3,000 business owners within the Essex region. I was like, there you go, Alpha, that'll keep you busy. I'll see you next week. So for a week, I left him with a list of 2,000 to 3,000 business owners. And I said, I do not want to hear, like, if you're not doing this for 20 minutes a day, speaking to these business owners from this list, I don't want to hear from you that this doesn't work. You've invested your money in this, let's get your money back. This one lead that generated £10,000 was from a message he just sent to one of the people from this list and said, hey, just seen your XYZ content, engaging with that content, really insightful information you just shared, added his own bit to it, and then they replied and the conversation went from there. That return on investment was 3 times over. So not only did I teach him how to make his return 3 times over, but I've now taught him how to make that and repeat that formula. Needless to say, obviously we're still working together, but once he started posting, the results came faster because he was putting himself out there more proactively. So engagement is absolutely key. Find who your ideal customer is, love that customer, get married to that idea that you want to speak to as many people as possible in that space, and go and find the platform where they're hanging out and speak to them. The next one, networking event. This is Anthony. He's more of the mortgage and protection advisor side. He's not a fully qualified financial advisor, although he partners with someone. Now, we spent a full day of branding together, full brand day strategy. Rather than Alpha doing it weekly, we just did a 1 full day. Off the back of his ideal customer being landlords and, again, self-employed business owners who want to put their savings and extra spare cash into property, I suggested this one event that I know, this event that I attend, and I said, you know what, actually, you'd be really well placed here in this particular event. He went and he walked away with 7 leads plus a speaking gig, and the total value, just like roughly when we were working out what an average customer was worth to him, was £8,000 from that one event. On average, every TikTok video he posts, he automatically generates approximately 5 inquiries, direct messages or comments saying, hey, can I talk to someone about this? And he still uses Instagram and LinkedIn, but TikTok is his strongest platform personally. And on average, he generates from social media a pipeline of about 9 to 50, it fluctuates, right? But about £9,000 to £15,000 per month. But notice how I combine, and what I'm suggesting to you, I combine offline networking with online networking, because all the people, I think that's my laser, oh yeah, all the people that he met at this networking event and the speaking gig that he got and the 7 leads that he walked away, what is he going to do? Where is he going to follow up? Online. He's going to connect with them online. So that means that if they were at the event but they don't need him just yet, they're going to be able to keep track of him. Right? Even today, after today, you might connect with me on social media. You might not need me today, but when you do, be like, oh, that's that girl, I saw her. So that social media is a follow-up that does it indirectly on your behalf. So offline networking, add everyone online. So if you haven't done that, that's homework. This week, where have you been? Have you been to a BNI meeting, breakfast meeting, wherever you've been? Have you added everybody online? And if you do add them online, have they got anything to watch? Have you posted anything? Because that's the follow-up. Your content is following up and keeping you front of mind when you're sleeping. That's exactly what is happening. The third thing I'm going to talk about is videos, right? I've already touched on that briefly. So here's Anastasia. I don't know if you guys have seen her. I don't ask my clients to dress in yellow, by the way. It's not a prerequisite, but she came in yellow, which was really handy for our photo shoot. So Anastasia runs an independent legal advice business, right? So there's solicitors out there, there's lawyers who hate doing ILA. She's built a business just doing ILA. So she already was pretty successful without me. She's already a 7-figure business owner. Massive, huge. So how can I help a 7-figure business owner grow? What more could I offer them? They're already huge. What they were missing was that personality behind the brand, because people weren't seeing them online. They were just going to events and be like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. Or they were just using them as part of a recommendation. So they were already getting referrals and word of mouth, which we all know is the strongest way to get a recommendation. Great. But they didn't have that digital footprint that was keeping them front of mind. So we started doing that in June, and they quoted the business has grown by 35% since working with us at Manuka Media for 3 months over a period. And all they do is post 2 videos per week, post 2 to 4 photos per week, with copy, obviously, with content. And we created this for them because she's a busy girl, you know, running a 7-figure business, her and her partner, her business partner. You can't be posting 2 videos a week and run a team and run a business. So what we do is we do a 3 months of content in 1 day. So that's what that day is about. So basically she bought loads of outfits with her. We recorded loads of videos and I said, right, you can go home now. We're just going to post those on social media. I'll see you in 3 months. So in 3 months' time, she'll come back and then we'll go again. So bulk create your content. That's my top tip there. You don't need to post every single day. Okay, obviously she is a 7-figure business, so she probably doesn't need the leads or the growth as fast as someone else, but that's the kind of level that she's at the moment. So you might be in that position where you're like, Ros, I don't actually need loads and loads of leads. This is, you know, I just want to like keep my face out there, and that's a good balance. Paul, another just a video example, his niche is self-employed. He just wants to focus on self-employed, you know, contractors, construction directors, all that kind of stuff. Now he posts 2 videos a week, 2 photos per week, and he won a new client with a £10 million portfolio through Instagram videos. But that lady, the lady who owns this portfolio, called their office. So first she got the hook and the bait through Instagram. She's like, oh, this is looking good. But what's she going to do next? She's going to check out their website, check that, you know, everything stacks up, and then she called them. So your videos is not necessarily that you post 1 video, you get 5 leads, or you post 1 video, you get 1 lead. It's adding trust. So you might be recommended to your, you know, your friend might recommend you to another friend, but they're going to look you up online. They're going to say, well, I want to make up my own mind about this person, right? I'm not going to just invest my life savings with this person just because my friend said so. So what content do you have that backs up what your website says about you, what your testimonial says about you? These videos are an animation of you. So your testimonials, your client referrals, your case studies is bringing you to life. It's giving that, you know, when we buy from people, 85% of our decisions, approximately, if you've ever done like neuro-linguistic programming, but most of the trust and the relationship that we build and the rapport we build with people is through body language, right? You feel that, yeah? Looking at people's eyes, their smile, their tone. You know, like that's why they say smile when you're on the phone. You've heard that before, right? Smile. Because I can't even see your body language, but I can hear it, I can feel it. That's what videos do for you. That's the difference. It's you in the best, your best foot forward. It's the way your customers can build the quickest rapport and trust with you because they can see you, they can see your smile, they can hear your voice, your tone. If you're only ever giving them graphs and text to look at, what relationship, you're missing out on that 85, 86% of rapport building straight away. Learning objective number 2, understand best practices for engaging a digital audience. There's a long list, but I'm going to go through one. So quickly take a picture of this. Okay, so we've spoken about understanding your audience, you know, storytelling, create valuable, you know, answer, all of that. But the one I really want to talk about is on this second list, highlighted in yellow, is utilize social proof, testimonials and case studies, influencers and partnerships. These are your best if you have no idea what to post, okay, just start with that. Just focus on that. Your new customer is going to come based on your previous customer's experience and how well you help them feel, what you've done for them. Your customer is the hero in the content, not you. So if nothing else, the best way to engage a new audience is to focus on your actual real case studies and your real customer journeys. Oh yeah, and that's the last page. So there's 3 pages. That's the last one, if you want to take a picture of that as well. But these will get sent to you anyway. Right, learning objective number 3, expand the reach of financial education through social media. Expand the reach. So now I'm talking about, okay, so it's easy to just get on there and be like, hey, I'm a financial advisor, you know, this is what to do with your pension, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's fine. But how can we get a bigger reach? My recommendation is as follows. Number 1, Dave, so I work in not just with IFAs, like property finance brokers, mortgage brokers, protection advisors, even fintech platforms and lenders. But this is Dave. Dave is the master when it comes to development finance. So clearly, we're on a construction site, right? I arranged this with a friend for a friend of mine who's building this development in Oxford. I was like, we're going to go on the construction site. I bought us a high-vis. Look at us. Look how cool we look. Right, so Dave started a LinkedIn newsletter to get a bigger reach, right? Because he didn't have enough subscribers on his own private newsletter because he'd never built one before. So I was like, right, how are we going to build that from scratch? So we went on LinkedIn, and within 1 week, he gained 1,009 subscribers from his existing audience. Then I introduced him to a connection of mine, and now they have hosted their first ever joint event. The connection of mine that I introduced him to is helps people build property construction companies, because he used to have one himself, right? So he now helps other people build those kind of businesses. So I connected Rob to Dave, and now they're doing joint events. And I want that little nugget to just inspire you to think, what partnerships and introducers do you have in your business that you could collaborate with? Who else wants access to your audience? If you've niched down and said, I want to focus on limited company directors, high net worth individuals, who else has got access to limited company directors and high net worth individuals? Who? Just shout something out. Accountants. Do you have an accountant in your network that you could host a joint event with, or co-host a blog, or co-host a podcast? Pull your resources together. Don't do this alone. You don't have to be alone in this, okay? So pick a partner and yeah, do a collaboration. Luke, IFA, his niche is 50 to 65-year-olds planning for retirement. He's only been focusing on organic social media growth. So how can we get more reach? Because we could only go so far with organic reach. So we had to then choose a different vehicle, which was paid advertising. So we spent £500 on ads on Facebook. He won several high-value clients and got featured on radio and in the press. That was just a short-term little booster that we did. It's not a long-term strategy to just pay for advertising. But I made sure that first, before spending any extra money, I tested the strategy first organically. So reach, getting a bigger reach, can be done through collaborations, through partnerships, or through paid advertising. But get the organic bit right first. Don't make your first video and put £1,000 behind it, yeah? Get the organic bit right. Hanny, Hanny's a mortgage and protection advisor as well. And since putting her content out, she's become a Female Invest, like me, a Female Invest brand ambassador. So she will get paid from people who sign up and subscribe to Female Invest. But then I gave her a speaker. I got asked actually to do a speaking gig, and I turned it down. It was a local women in business event, and they said, Rose, we've seen you online. Can you come and speak? I was like, no, I've got one better. I'm going to get my client to speak. She hated me for a day. She loved me later. She was like, how dare you put me in this position? I was like, you're going to love it. You'll smash it. And she did. From that speaking opportunity, I was sat at the back, so proud of her. She got 12 leads. So she went. So how can you get a bigger reach? Go to events, go networking, put yourself out of your comfort zone, volunteer your knowledge and volunteer to speak, because that person who's brave standing at the front is going to make a massive impact in the room, not necessarily just on that day, but even after. Okay, so again, just packing in as much as I can. These are the 5 most effective pieces of content posted by financial advisors that I know or that I've worked with. So another screenshot opportunity. I've given you the start of that hook. You finish it as you want. Like things I wish I knew in my 20s, or Gen Z are expected to be the next generation of millionaires. Here's how to waste your parents' inheritance. That's a bit funny. isn't it? So you could start a post with that. Now, guys, I am at the end of my talk now, and everyone's been running on time at Rewired, so I am not going to be the only one that ruins this score, okay? But this is how I'm making a societal impact, a change in our society, a lasting change. I go into schools and I volunteer in schools, and I'm not even a financial advisor, guys. Come on, help me out. I need you to join this movement. Okay, I can't educate them on my own, and I certainly can't take the leads off the back of that. But this is me in schools, educating people on money and business. And you too can take action from this as well. You too can be a part of it. In fact, PFS have asked me to put this out here to say you can either even become a mentor to someone else looking to come into the industry, maybe an apprentice coming into the personal finance space, or wanting to become a financial advisor. I know someone in the crowd who I've been speaking to wants to do that. And you can also volunteer for your local community. That's also another way to make a lasting change in our society, by impacting the people around you. So obviously, we've covered everything today that I need to cover. If you want to dive deeper and more into this learning, you're welcome to buy the book on Amazon. It's a #1 best-selling book that was launched in October 2023. I know it says mortgage brokers, but of course it's for financial advisors. So it is on Amazon. And yeah, thank you very much for having me. Let's connect. Thank you so much.